Donald Trump's more interested in crushing a political opponent who wrote a nasty book about him, in which in that book, John Bolton, former national security advisor for Donald Trump, UN ambassador for George Bush, claimed that Donald Trump tried to get the president or the premier of China to help him win the 2020 election, that he was in favor of internment camps, that he was willing to give favors to dictators. That book, The Room Where It Happens, has roiled Donald Trump since the very beginning. It's the basis of the search warrant that was obtained by the Trump administration to raid John Bolton's house back in September. And now we've got new reporting that the acting interim U.S. attorney for Maryland, Kelly O'Hayes, has told her colleagues she's ready to get an indictment against John Bolton, apparently as punishment for his First Amendment expression. And get this, in order to bring this indictment, the United States had to tell a foreign country that they were surveilling and reviewing its computer systems, that they were doing that because they were about to reveal that they figured out that John Bolton's AOL account had been hacked. And as a result of the hacking, they had the grounds to indict him. So we just compromised and set back foreign relations and compromised a investigation surveillance operation and blew the lid on it in order to go after John Bolton about 20 and 30-year-old documents sitting in his house. That's how depraved and bent on vengeance Donald Trump is. This time coming out of Maryland, not Virginia, but now John Bolton looks like he's going to join the list along with Letitia James and James Comey with either a criminal complaint or an indictment from a grand jury. I'll tell you the difference right here on Legal AF. I just got through doing reporting about Letitia James and that frame job of a mortgage fraud indictment obtained by Insta prosecutor, former beauty queen Lindsay Halligan in the Eastern District of Virginia, having been assigned to Jamar Walker, the first openly gay black judge in Virginia, who's now been assigned the case, a Biden appointee. And no sooner that I got done with that and looked at how that was like a mini version of what Letitia James had actually brought against Donald Trump in her fraud case in New York, it's almost a match, except hers involves $17,000 or so, and his involved $458 million or so. And got through all of the reporting about James Comey and how he and his lawyer, Patrick Fitzgerald, completely if you will, completely blew out of the water Lindsay Halligan, who was left rocking in her chair, according to court reporters. Now I got a report about John Bolton. Now look, in September, of course, we knew about the raid on John Bolton's house. We've got video that we can run here showing the raid. And now we've got in our hands, because it was released, a redacted version of the search warrant affidavit that was used to obtain that search warrant to raid that house. And you know what's all over it? The book from 2020 that Donald Trump tried to stop. They reviewed the book. They said there was classified information in there and they didn't want it published. Here's the real reason they didn't want that book published. And the real reason this is vindictive prosecution and retaliatory prosecution, just so that we're all straight. These are, according to some press reports at the time, the 10 biggest claims in the Donald Trump book written by John Bolton, which is the foundation ultimately of this criminal vindictive prosecution. The first is Trump wanted help, get this, from the Chinese to win re-election. He wanted Premier Xi of China to buy more agriculture products so that Donald Trump could coming into 2020, so that Donald Trump could tout its economic success to the American people. Help me get elected, buy more ag products. Or as Bolton wrote, he stressed the importance of farmers and increased Chinese purchases of soybeans and wheat in the electoral outcome to Xi when he met him at the G20 meeting in 2020. Number two, John Bolton wrote that that building internment camps was the right thing to do. He wasn't even talking Trump at the time about the U.S. and what we're doing with detention centers. He was talking about China putting ethnic minorities in internment camps. In his book, Trump defended Xi in China and said Trump said that Xi should go ahead and build the camps, and he thought it was the right thing to do. Number 3, Trump offered personal favors to dictators. Trump was willing to intervene in criminal investigations and give personal favors to dictators he liked. Aren't we watching exactly that with Donald Trump sanctioning Brazil in order to help Bolsonaro and any other dictator, trying to help Erdogan in Turkey, trying to help the strong man of Hungary as well, Orban? The Democrats should have gone further with the impeachment efforts. According to Bolton, Bolton criticized the Democrats for not going further and impeaching him for high crimes or misdemeanors. He also says in his book, number 5, that Trump wanted to serve more than 2 terms. He didn't know the UK was a nuclear power. He didn't know that he thought Finland was a part of Russia. He was about to quit NATO, and he thought invading Venezuela would be cool. That was in the book. Now you know why John Bolton is the subject of a indictment. Now, did they find documents there that were stamped classified, highly classified? According to Abby Lowell, and keep an eye on Abby Lowell, because he's not only the lawyer for John Bolton, he's the lawyer for Letitia James, and he's the lawyer for Lisa Cook, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, who have all been accused of some wrongdoing. So he's going to have a very busy law firm representing targeted people in the Trump administration. That's all this is. Now, the only thing that the prosecution's got going for it is that Kelly O. Hayes is a legitimate prosecutor. She's not like Lindsay Halligan. She is a career prosecutor in that office. She'd done major crimes in that office. She'd done terrorism and narco cases in that office in Maryland. So I'm not questioning her judgment. If she thinks she has the goods on John Bolton, but obviously she's getting her marching orders from the Department of Justice, and which has been corrupted and captured by Donald Trump. So you can't trust anything about it. Donald Trump has hated John Bolton and has made fun of John Bolton numerous times. Here's one clip of Donald Trump going after John Bolton.
No, I don't know about it. I saw it on television this morning. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. But he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, "Oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton is there." He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
So again, we have another vindictive and selective prosecution case. As Abby Lowell said, whatever was in Ambassador Bolton's house is legitimate and consistent with the roles that he's played in government and are not a violation of the Espionage Act or anything akin to it. Again, this is just Donald Trump going out and prosecuting people for the very same things that he was indicted for and or convicted for. Letitia James, mortgage fraud. Donald Trump, mortgage fraud in New York. John Bolton, espionage, withholding top secret documents. Donald Trump, espionage, withholding top secret documents in Mar-a-Lago. That's all this is. This is just performative, vindictive prosecution. Now, there's reporting coming out of MSNBC that they're not sure. The only timing issue was about the foreign government that the Trump administration had to tell, hey, by the way, we've broken into your systems and we've kept an eye on things and we caught your hack of AOL. Now, if I had to guess, that's a conversation between the Trump administration and China. Because who's the lead hacker? Pardon me. Who's the lead hacker of AOL accounts and other accounts that we've been reporting on for the last year? China. So my running theory is China was told by America that they're going after Bolton. We found the emails that you obtained because we found them in our counter espionage surveillance of your servers. And now we've got another problem, which explains why on the same day that it's reported that Bolton is going to be indicted, that Donald Trump attacked China, right? As a continued cover story. High tariffs are coming. Maximum tariffs are coming because China's playing games with us and I'm not meeting with Xi. Maybe he's not meeting with Xi because they had to reveal that they've been spying on China in order to go after John Bolton. Because Donald Trump will do anything, including undermining American policy and foreign policy in order to go after his enemies list. And that's what we are watching. So I'm glad you're here on Saturday morning on Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button, slide over to Legal AF Substack and do the exact same thing. And if you can become a paid member for $7 or $8 a month, that's what keeps us on the air, reporting the way we do, rapid response the way we do here on Legal AF. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popak. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.